do the session. So that was my, but yes, just 15 minutes back, everything. Yeah, I know it's separate, but I think this was communicated yesterday by, I think you guys would not have emphasized on the date, right? Yeah, I know. So maybe it should have been a bold and red in color or something, so that. But I think she definitely did. I think she needed a highlight, give a highlight of that. But yeah, sorry for that. Okay, now let's pick up how exactly that needs to be. Done. Let me try. Okay, so first thing what I need to do is just close the session. Sorry, I'm not completely. It was written over there. Yeah. Okay, what we'll be trying to do is getting those session. This page, yeah. So I'm assuming you guys. I mean, we did actually went ahead and executed a pig command. I mean, pig stuff and all those things, right? By any chance, anyone remember what exactly was the command and how exactly what are the number operators available in pig against that? Anyone do recollect it, or it's just gone? I know it's more than a week. There might be priority other stuff that your brain would have treated for your memory. Let's do a slight recap of it, because I mean today's session is completely on the and what we're going to do on. So maybe I've covered a little bit, but let's see. First and foremost, what exactly the row is being called in the pig language, and the language we're going to cover is a pig Latin. Pig Latin is scripting language we're going to use. That's called Latin. I'm assuming everyone is aware of how exactly you can invoke the pig. Typing in pig. Yeah, I just want to make sure connection is fine, because it's GFS minus LS. If I do, oh man, come on. Go edit /ec/host. Okay, just let me know that, because as I said, so just now if the connection is being brought up, so is everyone able to, okay, yeah, this is not there. Paste. Is my voice a little unstable, or you're able to hear me properly? I guess still some of our guys have not able to get I mean, my entire apartment or the nearby surrounding entire area is gone. So this is getting rectified one by one. So mine got it rectified. So there might be possibility. I may have link for the confirmation that you're able to hear me, or because not sure when exactly that internet problem may arise. So are you guys able to hear me properly? Yes, your voice breaking sometime. Oh, okay. Yeah, but sometime. Okay, I guess we may have to live with it for time being. So, but yeah, definitely do start or ask me to repeat in case any of those statement is not clear. Because see, now you might be fine, but after 5 or 6 more sessions, when you want to really come back and listen to the recording, that one single word of it might be the real big stuff for you guys. So yeah, I do understand. And I guess yeah, last time we were trying to do, who was it? Someone was trying to help me out on HDFS, DFS. I think I need to restart the environment now, right? That's someone was helping me to. Okay, let me exit this environment. Sorry, it's quit, right? Okay, and exit. I think if it needs to be picked up, yes. I really don't know where exactly is that service. So try. Let me try doing a shutdown itself. Okay, so some of those part which we're going to cover today, let's till the time the environment gets set up. So let's look into what exactly we're going to see. And this is a refined curriculum. Okay, I mean this was not there in the previous batch. New for you guys, so even it's new for me too. So as I said, I was not able to give a lot of thoughts into it. So what we're trying to analyzing. So basically, you may see whatever the error coming up when I do it. So that actually you can treat that as a learning. So find out the top 5 categories with maximum number of videos uploaded. Okay, that's exactly what we'll be doing now. So we have our data available in this particular location. So first and the foremost thing, we'll try to pull those data in. Okay, got restarted. Now let me see. Okay. Okay, let's see if the connection issue is HDFS DFS minus Celesta. What's happening? Yeah. Okay. So we are good with the connection stuff. Everyone remember the pig, how exactly it's been invoked, right? Just type in pig command, even the catgil VM. So catgil VM, when you want to do, you need to do a history server also you need to pick up. Otherwise, it will create some issue with getting the connectivity. So make sure you are. I mean, there's a step-by-step instructions given how exactly you can bring up the history server, how exactly you need to do it, and how do you confirm it's working fine. You need to do a in a catgil VM, you need to do a JPS. Here it's going to be sudo JPS, which will tell you what all the uh, system up and nodes up and running. Sorry. Okay, so let's open the credential. So now, first and foremost, yeah, you guys remember what exactly a row in pig is called? How did we name the row of record of data, like employee ID, employee name, employee, like yeah, it's called tuple. And the collection of tuple, what exactly is a collection of tuple? Wait, Manoj, I just want to confirm that 1 week. Yeah, so I was going to recollect what exactly the one single row was known as tuple, and when you have a group of tuple collected together, that is bags. And the other one, the new concept, one more thing was there, which was key value pairing, which was known as maps. So map was nothing but you have a key and you have a value. So that's where exactly the map came in picture. So now first challenge that I may face is can I copy and paste this over here is the first thing. Let me see if my did it work? Okay, I did. Okay, great. All right, it works. So this is the data. So let's download this data, youtube.txt. So these are all typical real-time scenario. Okay, I mean the many of the project which we are dealing with. Save file. Okay, and yeah, it should be sitting in the download folder now. Okay, so most of the data what we're dealing. I mean, there are a lot of circumstances which we in the environment. This is exactly what. Okay, but only thing is the scale of data which we'll be playing around with be slightly much higher than what we are here. That's all the difference. I mean that's the major difference in fact. So let's begin get practice over here and stuff. It's almost the same you'll be doing in your production environment. Okay, so we have our data ready. So let's look into the data stuff. Everyone is in sync with what exactly I'm trying to do, right? So it should not be like I'm just proceeding with, but someone have a CD download. So what I did is, you pick up from the dash, just put it in the VM instance, and I'm just downloading that data set. Okay, so that data set is downloaded. Now the data contains 10 columns as stated below. Okay, so now let me mute my phone first. CD download. CD downloads, and if I do an ls, so yeah, so this is if you're actually interested in. So let's do it. Edit and YouTube data.txt. Yeah, it's a pretty huge data. Why is it like this? Is it what expected? Okay, I think it's a pretty huge data. So you can see the kind of data. I mean, I would assume this is a real production data that has been picked up. Can I do a word wrap for this? Where do I do that? You can, in case any of you guys know, you can just help me out, okay? Because I don't recollect doing a spell check. Where do I do a word wrap? Edit. I can't see any. Okay. So I think there is nothing. Okay. So basically what I would assume is you can see the kind of chunk data you can see over here. So as far as we are concerned, we might be interested in this particular data, evil squill pictures, okay, and not sure is that. So that's what you're going to see in the document that's been provided to us. So column 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So first 10 columns is what is the area of interest for us. Okay, the remaining data might be for some other purpose, but as far as our analysis is concerned, I'm just bothered about the first 10 columns. Okay. So that's the data what we have. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I don't know why is this required. Okay, so this is all what we have mentioned. Okay, so first one is the video ID, which is this one. Next one is videos 11553, interval between day of establishment of YouTube and the date of uploading of the video. Okay. Okay, and that's what this is, 169. Oh, okay. After that, category of the video. So what sort of pets and animals, okay. Length of the video, 252, I'm assuming maybe seconds or minutes. Number of views of the video. This is number of views, 1075. Rating of the video, 4.96. Number of ratings given on the videos, 46 rating has been given. Number of comments on the video is 86, and related video IDs with uploaded video. So this is the related video ID. So is the data fine with it? We just to get a feel of it, how exactly data is being placed. More than checking with the data, I just want to make sure everyone is in sync. So just to continue, or is it like somewhere it was cut off and then you're not able to sync what exactly happening? Let's go in a very slow pace if that is the case. Or is everyone fine with what is happening around with the data, sort of a data we have? What is like? So basically, what are we trying to do? Is what's your question, Vikal? That's what you're asking. Means expecting columns. Okay. This might be typically in the log data if you pick up. Yeah, so I myself don't know what exactly is that. So there might be a huge kind of gen data that you'll be getting, right? So if you pick up and log or any of these things, so you might be having humongous amount of data inside that. Each line having a different stuff. So when you do an analysis, so in a real-time scenario, how exactly you're going to do an analysis? I mean, this is exactly a real-time data, it looks like. Okay. So the real-time analysis, what you're going to do, you're going to pick it up. Okay, I'll just show you exactly in a log how it will look like. See, many of you would have picked up some of the log, right? So you might be having some sort of a gen character, hexadecimal character, and all those things, and then one line will show. Maybe, I mean, how many of you would have done some sort of a log analysis? Is what I'm talking about. So error, right? And then some star. Maybe star or maybe exclamation or something of that sort. So you are aware of how exactly your data is going to look like. Then again, some junk character over here, some hexadecimal character and all those things. And again, some sort of it's going to show you error, right? Whoever does some sort of a log analysis and stuff like that would have seen this kind of scenarios multiple times. So this is how exactly your data looks like. Okay. So out of which, how exactly you're going it can take a minute. I mean, is everyone in sync with our discussion? I want to make sure if any of you guys are not in sync, let's repeat it and make everyone in the same pace or same page, and then start this discussion. So what we're trying to do is, or the data what we got over here. There might be humongous amount of data. Many will be junk. Out of the actual data what you're getting, only 10% of the data will be the real data which you'll be interested in. So basically some sort of an analysis or data analysis, what I have done is I get a data which is of column length 180 or 190, 200 columns will be there. Okay. Out of which my area of interest will be maximum 10 or 20 columns, not more than that. Any analytics that you're going to do in a data, you do not go beyond that 20 columns, because then it'll be very, very tough for you to come up some meaningful insight of it. So maximum will go for 20. That's more than that. I mean, see, there might be some sort of another data where scientific research and all those being conducted, where they may pick up all this 10 or hundreds of columns still, okay? But in the real-time scenario, it's what I'm talking about. Out of this 180 or 200 columns, I'll be interested in. So everyone understand, right? Column when I talk about, see, you can see over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is what I'm talking about. So out of which I'll be interested. Now, as far as our current case study is concerned, I'm only interested in first 10 columns. Is that fine with everyone? Okay. So just bring in some sort of real-time scenario. In your log, if you see, for a typical example, I might be bringing up a lot of telecom example because most of my exposure lies in telecom area. So typically what you can see, you might be seeing a tower in any nook and corner, you can see a tower, right? So that is where a very disk kind of a circular, stuff will be there, dish antenna, and that is what been absorbing your calls and RF signals and all those things, okay? Even that emits a huge number of log files and stuff like that. Right? So that is going to come to a computer. Basically, just below that or maybe some other center, there might be a computer kept over there which accepts all the signals, right? Signals from this tower. Basically, what is happening is the sensor data is getting emitted or some sort of a log will be emitted, okay? So think like this is the log, Okay, this is the kind of log that has been emitted. That will be complete junk data. Once in a while, here and there, you can see some meaningful lines over here. But we are not really keen on that meaningful lines from that particular sensor data or a log file. Our interest, as far as data scientist is concerned, or data analyst is concerned, our interest is there any abnormal behavior from that server or abnormal behavior from any of those sensor? That's exactly what you're interested in. So one key thing what I know is in between, in many of the occasions, there might be a term known as an error coming up. Okay. So first and the foremost of what I'm going to do is filter out all the lines where there is an error. Okay. So what I'll do, so basically over here, there might be some 567 ERP, then something, blah, blah, blah. He'll be over here, exactly the same way, 987, SP, PO, and then some other data. Okay, so what will happen is when I do this filtering, my filter will look like this. After filter, the data will look like, so remaining everything will be gone. I'll have only this error data. So this will be my process data now. Okay. And what analytics I'm running on will be on top of this, and the remaining all junk characters will be removed. So what I'm trying to do over here is give you the exact real scenario where we handle. I mean, where the data analyst or the data scientist is supposed to handle. Or maybe the data developer is going to handle. I mean, this is or Hadoop developer is how exactly is going to do it. So first filtering is done. Based on that error, you have done your first filtering. And now you know that, okay, there is some sort of a pattern we maintain. And then what you're going to do, pick up this guy or this guy and find out number of errors that has been common, or which sort of, yes, that's exactly the data mining. Yeah, we are talking about. And that exact data mining is what the Hadoop developer's role is now. So this exact scenario we have put into YouTube scenario. So this is what we are seeing over here. So I'm assuming everyone is fine with what we are trying to discuss over here. Okay, let's move on now. So yeah, so we know VID, loader, and all those things. Fine. Now what you're trying to do, okay, this particular data is being pushed into Hadoop environment first. After downloading, CentOS put the data into the HTML from the data flow. Okay, so we'll do that straight away. Change the grunt shell to typing in the terminal. Okay, fine. Now the grunt shell proceeds. All right. So that's all. So now first and foremost step. Okay. So assuming some people, no one. Oh, okay. This gedit we have done. So let me close that. Let me close this guy also. It's over here, right? Yeah. Yeah. So now I have my YouTube data. Now I wanted to bring into Hadoop environment, and let me open a Hadoop environment separately over here. Okay, this grunt shell is already there. So let me open one more environment over here now, which I'll use for Hadoop. Okay. HDFS DFS -ls / okay. So I'm assuming everyone remember how exactly we did. I think I have created a Shaji /acad guild. I'm assuming everyone is in sync with, or anyone finding difficulty in playing around with the environment, or finding it tough to find out what are the commands available and stuff like that, or everyone is very fine with it. At least just the basic Hadoop commands and stuff like that. Make sure you're trying to do that. Okay, I mean, unless and until you get that practice and get comfortable with that environment, it'll be very tough. So since I think our pace is pretty slow now, if the normal class would have been happening, it would have been gone like, I mean, too much of things would have come in. So you will not have enough time to practice and stuff like that. So maximum utilize this time period and try to get familiar with those commands, get, put, merge, whatever the small. Think of some scenarios with which you want to handle, try to play around with that. Google it and figure out how exactly I can run it using Hadoop commands. That's the best way to learn it. Right, okay. So once that's done, okay, now I wanted to place this in, first let's create a big folder inside a cat guild. I'm assuming everyone know how exactly that needs to be done. HDFS DFS, I'm going to make DAR. Inside a cat guild, I'm going to make it a pig. Yeah, MKDAR. Done. Okay, so that's done. Uh, someone want a confirmation? So, well, exactly. Yeah, this is a pig, right? So now what we're going to do is take this particular data and move it into this inside this pig. How exactly I'm going to do that? Okay, let's. Okay, yeah, pig will do. How exactly should I be doing? I need to move this particular YouTube data into pig. I'm very sure that at least one guy over here or two guys, I mean, a couple of guys, I mean, because of your tight schedule or something of that sort, I don't blame it because even I have crossed the stage and come over here. So finding it a little tough too. So, but make sure you're trying to play around with this environment. That's the only way you can come out of it, come out of that particular resistance mode. Okay. So let's try to do it together, even in the session. How exactly? What should be the command? HDFS DFS. Hope everyone is clear with the HDFS DFS part. Now, what should I be doing for taking this data and putting it in the Hadoop environment? There you go. What should I be doing to take this particular data, which is sitting in my, and this is, hope you guys are aware of it. This is a Linux environment or the Unix environment or the client environment, what we talk about, and I need to move it into Hadoop environment. Yep. But right, but yeah, good Vika. I mean, so make sure you whatever it comes, I mean, whatever you think, just try to put it so that next time at least you will remember. Okay, I made a mistake of saying it as a move, but it's actually not move; it is put. So don't feel bad about. Okay, I mean that was a Unix command. This one, no. Just try to utilize this session as learning. So no, you're perfectly fine, absolutely fine. That's how exactly you're going to learn it. So if you make it and you say, okay, I mean that is where slightly I have made a mistake, so you're going to learn for the next time rather than directly putting into an interviewer, right? Let's do that. Put, and now I have YouTube data. What should I be doing? Sorry, yeah, Shaji slash Acad Gill. Yeah, because that's your intuitional mind that gave you the answer. So when an interview is going to ask it, that's exactly what is you're going to tell it, unless and until you have corrected yourself. So utilize this time for correct yourself. No issue if you're making any mistake over here. Nice statement, Chandran. Yeah. It's a big, right? All right. So big and then enter. So that's where we are. All right. We have we have a data placed inside pig now. Okay. Now what is it telling? It's telling, yeah, the placement is done. Change the credential. Okay. Yeah. Now, okay, now let's try doing it. Even when I completely forgot about how exactly pig stuff and all that. Okay, I'm equally going along with you guys. I think it's close to 4 months that I've taken a session on pig. So let's do it together. Let's try not looking into those documents and then try it ourselves and see how accurately. So I need all your help. We'll do it all together. Okay, so first and the foremost, what exactly? So you know that data is sitting inside. This is the place where the data is sitting. Shaji, a cat, gill, and pig. Okay, so now I wanted to get this into the pig environment. So what should I be doing now? The first concept, what we spoke about. So yeah, okay. I wanted to induce those real term also inside you because that's what more of an interviewer purpose. Okay, I mean that's where an interviewer will be focusing on. So he might be good at jargon, but you might be good at work. But at the end of it, jargon counts, right? So you should be even aware of that. So yeah. So when I load it, where exactly it's getting loaded? Correct. Load file path, everything is fine. Where exactly it's getting? I mean, what is a variable called in pig? That's what I'm trying to. I mean, I'm just trying to put the in the what is a variable called npig? Yeah, alias name. I don't think so. No, we discussed it. So that means you had done some reading. Good. But yeah, there's one more name which we normally use for a variable. So we normally, I mean, when you see a, So you call it A as a variable, right? That's exactly what we call in the real C++ world or the Java world or whichever world it is. But in terms of pig, what we call that particular A equal to 10, what exactly is that A? Alias name is correct one, but the commonly used one is, it starts with R. Relation, okay? That's fine. I think, yeah, I recollect saying the same thing, but let's do. So now what we do, you're going to put anything on a relation, all right? So what is the kind of data? It's our YouTube data, right? So let's name it as data. So I'm assuming everyone knows the relation, this stuff, okay? So now, first thing what you need to remember is load, right? Load in the sense, any operation that you're going to perform is the first syntax, okay? Not sure you guys got it correctly. So what I'm trying to say, just after this equal to variable, yeah, variable equal to load file path as schema, whatever it is, okay? So what I'm trying to say is the first step over here, that the load, right? So that is the actual operation that you need to perform just after equal to, whether it's going to be load, filter, generate, regenerate, whatever it is, it's going to be the first thing. So now we know our purpose is for loading, right? So load, and then I need to give my file path. So file path, if I want to give, I just need to know here. Oh, okay. We have completely in a different place altogether, right? Let's see over here. This is where our data is. Copy, paste, and then we need to copy this one. YouTube.text. Paste. Oh. Okay. And when you guys copy and paste, there might be a big issue coming up on the single quotes. Okay, when the copy paste doesn't work perfectly on the single quotes has a different character when it's so at times when you say this syntax not found, syntax error or something of that sort of, first intuition what you make it this quotes. Make sure you're deleting that and retyping it again. Many times I have spent a lot of time getting that corrected, because now the syntax is pretty small, but when you have a pretty huge syntax, it's very tough to figure out exactly what went wrong. Is there any equal to I missed, or we have to literally retype all those things. So first thing, but what with the learning what I had is this particular codes is what the first will learn for us. Okay. So being that said, now what? The load this particular now using what? So where is our data now? Using pig storage. Yeah. And one thing that you need to remember is pig storage is case sensitive. Okay. It's actually an object. So you need to give P and S capital. Where exactly is our data? Okay. Well, we close the data, correct? And how did our data look like is what I'm interested in. So I just need to see this. Oh, it is what? This is tab delimited, I believe. Yeah, it's a tab delimited data. So using pig storage. Oh, okay. So that means by default it's a tab. Yeah. So I have, okay. Using pig storage. Yeah. Pig storage. Okay, so in case if you're dealing with CSV, so many of the scenario you might be dealing with CSV. So hope you guys know what needs to be done, right? So think like that was CSV. What are you going to do then? I'm assuming you got my question. See, this file which you talk about is, make sure you guys ask me in case you're not able to in sync with whatever I'm discussing. Okay, so that you guys, yeah, see over here. See, this is tab, right? I'm just using my arrow key. This is directly jumping over here. That means it's tab. So I mean, in the many of the scenario, what we'll have is CSV file. CSV is nothing but comma separated values, right? So you might be seeing like comma and then the data, right? Here also is just a comma and then the data. If that's going to comma separated value, correct. So if that is going to be the case, how are you going to deal with it? Using pig. What should be the syntax? So we are going to write syntax somewhere over here, right? Yeah, exactly. So that should be, yeah, we can see what Sapna is given. Yeah, so that should be comma over here. Okay. So right now, since it's tab, this is what, or by default, it's been tab. It picks up as tab, which I'm not sure. Okay, I mean, looking at the syntax is what I'm assuming that's by default, and Sapna has also confirmed that, yeah, by default it's tab. Okay, so we are assuming that's tab. Anyway, let's look into. Okay, so that way we are done. So everyone fine with, let's see what's going to happen. Yeah, and first the foremost thing, so you can see a lot of junk coming up. So set debug off. Okay, so that I don't get so much of this warning messages and all those things. So just to prevent that, set debug off is what I'm going to do. Okay, so now what I have is what is the relation that I had? Where did I store the stuff? Inside data. Okay, so inside the data, I have the entire data sitting inside my data. So first and the foremost request, so your first thing what you will be worried about is, okay, did my data everything went correct? So how will I check that? What should I be doing for that? If my data has gone perfectly well, correct, just to dump it. So here we are dealing with a normal. I mean, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to bring you with a real, actual real time scenario. Okay, that's my intention. So, and that's where the interviewer will actually twist and make you another thing. So here it's fine. So you have very small amount of data, and that's how an interviewer figure out whether you have an actual experience or your experience is just like playing around with some of this installables. Okay, the first question that I may ask you is, how do you find out? Okay, so in the relation is there, you are never going to do a dump command in the real production environment. You're going to deal with 250 GB of data, 500 GB of data. If you put a dump on the 250 GB of data, your screen will be like a metric screen. It'll keep going, and you can have a sip of coffee and come back. Till then, it will be scrolling down. So you'll never going to do a big store over here. No, not really. Yeah, I mean, I understand that these are not the commands which I taught you, but still, so that you have that perfect use case scenario in mind and an interviewer perspective in mind before actually answering this. Store, what it's going to do is store is going to store it into this thing. That's not my intention. So what you normally do in a SQL based, I mean, I guess there are a couple of guys over here who's a data kind of person. What in your normal scenario, in an Oracle database or something, you have 1 billion records. What do you normally do? Figure out, is my data looking perfectly fine? What is the kind of command, or what is the kind of solution that you do to do with that? What I'm trying to ask you is, if you do a select star from employee table, you're going to get 1 billion record, right? I don't want that. So select star, no, that's not what exactly. So review first few records, right? That's exactly what you're going to do, correct? So that's exactly, yeah. You said it's up now, finally. Yeah, so basically what you're trying to do, your command for this will be, let's make it a temp, okay? Temp data or something I'll do, or maybe let's name it as limit data itself, limit underscore data. I created a new relation, and what I'm trying to do is, I'm just going to do a limit, okay? What is my first relation? Data, right? Limit data, and just put in 10. Okay, so what will happen? Only those first 10 data value records is getting stored into the limit data. And now if I want to display it, what exactly I'm going to do? You guys already answered that. Dump limit underscore data, right? Let's see. And one thing that you need to understand, behind the scene, what's happening behind the scene? Why is it taking so much of time? What's really happening? Right. Behind the scene, the map reduce jobs are getting executed, right? So any syntax, what do you have? Do we have any error? Okay, yeah, still. So anything what you have, what is happening? It's a map reduce is getting executed behind the scene. And now one more question you should be having. So only time when a MapReduce comes is the real execution. Your dump or a store command. Remaining all these commands, whatever you're going, what is going to happen is it's going to really not. There you go. The data. Data looks like that, right? So something which you should be noticing it when you did a limit data 10. When I executed this fraction of seconds it got executed, right? Even the load command immediately it got. What exactly that means is a real data is not getting loaded into this particular data. What is happening is just a pointer, just pointing it. Okay. And then when I did a command, this is also just a pointer. It's just, okay, if you have a data, this is what I need to do. That is the kind of command it's giving when you do a limit. But when you actually do a dump command, that's exactly the time the real execution is going to happen. So the moment you put a dump command, this moment of time is going to real do a execution kind of stuff. Okay. So what does it mean? So the moment you do a dump command, it's going to immediately, okay, before that, what is a command? Just before that, what's a command? Okay, it's asking to load some data into my data relation. Chalo, let's go and load it. Okay, what exactly should happen next? Next, I should be having a delimiter. Next, I should be having a filtering or something of that sort, or limiting it. Okay, then put it inside. And after that, the dump. So all this command will get grouped together and then it'll start the execution. That is exactly the reason you're seeing a lot of time gap or a time difference when you execute a dump or a store command. Okay. All right. This data set has a delimiter. No. So basically, what happened? So it didn't have a delimiter. Yeah, that's true. So did it pick up? Yeah, that's exactly what something. Yeah. So did it pick up this thing and by default convert into a comma delimited is what I know is. Okay, it's going to pick up as is everyone in sync with the finding what has done? But great findings, Sapna. Good. Yeah. So when we saw the actual data, it was tab delimited, but we went to check that it's actually a comma delimited. So basically, it took the tab delimited data, okay, and by default it made a this data. So let's do a real quick stuff. It's all the learning, right? So it's not just the bookish learning that we need to. I mean, that you can look into the stuff and learn it. So let's do some stuff. Okay. So basically, what we need to do is so basically you had this data, right? So what I'm trying to do over here is now let's make it as $sign. If that's going to be the case, what's going to happen? Yeah, it will not even pick up, right? It's going to just make it as one single one. Okay. Yeah, let's try doing that. So what should happen is what's happening? Unexpected character. Using big storage. Okay. Comma quotes. Let's put $sign over here. Okay, it's done. So it is not double quotes because yeah. But okay. But even if you mention the schema, do you actually mention the character that we need? Let's try it. Okay, yeah, there's nothing going to happen. So what will happen is if I put a $sign, it will just preserve exactly the same. It's going to preserve exactly the same tab over here is what I assume should happen. So let's do a dump now. Everyone is sensing what's happening, right? So let's see before it. Yeah, anyway, that's what should happen. Okay, let's go check the next command, what we need to do. Okay, so let's discuss this also meanwhile when it's getting executed. So what should happen over here? Everyone is fine with whatever the syntax. Let's copy this one, put it into our gedit, and then toss it over there. Where exactly? System, I think application, right? Yeah, gedit text editor. Yeah, so yeah, basically the tab, you can see the tab has been preserved over. So it was waiting for just for a dollar sign to come up, and that is exactly treated as a delimiter. And it will find only one set of records in that case. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so let's discuss one by one. So first thing, anyway, everyone is fine with it. Now, this command, everyone is fine with this command. What exactly we are trying to do with it? U2 final. Right, so basically what is happening? So each line is being picked up, and what exactly is happening over here? This is actually a key command. Okay, so in a real environment, what you're going to see is too many generate like this, like, right? Because what is happening? What in a real scenario, what will happen is you may have 180 columns, but you're interested in 40 columns. So the entire 40, like $0 ID, $16 something, $20, $30, because the data that you're actually interested in might be scattered around the different places. So you'll have to go and pick it up from there and utilize for your data analytics purpose. Is that clear with everyone? So that is another key thing that you need to understand. This $0, $8, $10, $16, or $60, everyone is fine, right? Because my data might be completely scattered around, but I need to know which position out of 10 column I'll pull specific column which is need to analyze. Exactly, that's what it is. Okay, so I'm just trying to get you in sync with even the production environment. That's exactly what I'm trying to do, because this is not how your production environment will look like. This is just so that you get a better picture of it. So in the production environment, really, you may have 200 columns of data, and you may have to use, this might be an entire line, might be a pretty huge line. Too many dollar sign you might be able to see over here. So that's exactly how it's going to look like. Okay, so let's try executing it. So now what we did, let's convert into our style. Data we did. Okay, remaining this stuff is fine. When we did a limit, that's fine. Okay, so let's name this as filtered_data, filtered data itself. Right, that's exactly what it is. For each data, generate dollars, and everyone is fine, right? So I'm just going to copy paste this one and put it over there. Filtered data. I'm going to name it as filtered data. Okay. So now paste. Let's see what's going to happen. Okay. So filter data is fine. So now group_data. Group filter data by category. Let's copy this guy. Is this fine? Group filter data by category. Everyone is fine with this? Okay. So okay, let's cut it down into multiple paste sentences. Now let's look into the filter data. Let's do actually the same thing for filter data as well. So what I'm going to do is limit underscore filter equal to limit filtered underscore data, and just pick up 10. Okay, Hope everyone is fine with this. Now just do a dump limit underscore FILT. Okay, let's that run, and then let's see what's going to happen. So basically, what I'm trying to explain is, yeah. So this is done. I just want to explain the category. That's the intention behind it. So now what you can see is there is an ID and a category, right? So only two columns will exist now. Everyone is in sync with it. So my filter data will have only two columns, ID and category. Now inside this category, this is a little confusing part, and now you might be easily able to handle it because you have only two data. But this is the grouping part is something which is going to get confused when a huge number of data is there. How exactly you do a group, how exactly you go do a multiple group and all those things, and then how exactly you extract data out of it. So you have to use some sort of an intelligence, how you need to do that and pick up the data. So now what is happening over here? We have picked 10. Okay. Oh man. You know what happened? Yeah, I know that you guys. Anyone know what exactly? I mean, so these are the kind of mistake that come up. So looking at this, anyone can think of what exactly went wrong, or what is this happening now? Debugging the production environment. I made some silly mistake over here. Look at the data, how exactly it's looking like. And this is something which you need to understand. Some small data went to one column. Exactly. That's what it is. So everyone is in sync, right? So entire data is sitting in one column. Just because of why? What is the reason for that? Your debugging skills, right? The reasons is simple. We made this guy over here. Is everyone fine with this? I mean, otherwise I would like to repeat it because these are all the minor mistakes that you do in actual real environment, and this will be a typical kind of a questions. Okay, I mean, see, any interview in now in the big data environment will be asking you, okay, what is the kind of scenarios or issues that you face in an environment? I can bet you on a fact that will be the first question, because everyone knows that everyone has by hearted the syntax and came over here for an interview. So what sort of an environment issue you come in the production environment, and that's a typical way at an interviewer know how to handle a candidate. Everyone is fine with this, what we did and what is happening. So let's quickly do that. Converted that to big storage stuff, and then we did a filter data by category, and then what we need to do, limit weighted, and we dump the limit, right? Any questions till it get executed, this map reduce? Any questions in between, or everyone is fine with that? Till now everyone is fine how exactly we handled it? Okay, yeah, thanks. I mean, that feedback really helps, and then thank you. Yeah, because let's data back and then proceed for the next. So see, these are all basic simple concept, but this basic simple concept is, I bet you on the fact, in case if you don't practice this, these are the minor things which you're going to commit a lot of mistake in it. So make sure you're dirtying your hand, practicing it, how that needs to be done. Here also it looks like some goof up, right? Is that correct? Or category is what they're expecting? Okay, ID and category. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, ID and category. So this was ID, some chunk or an hexadecimal kind of a thing, and the category. Category is nothing but entertainment. First, after downloading the return, perform the following queries. Where is the problem statement given? Okay, find out the top 5 categories with maximum number of videos uploaded. So this is our first problem statement, right? Top 5 categories. So basically, if it's entertainment was the first one, pets, but what exactly was the category? So that needs to be listed, and how many number of videos uploaded. So basically, what we're doing based on this. Okay. Now what should I be doing after this? So you saw the problem statement, right? So problem statement is find out the top 5 categories with maximum number of videos uploaded. Okay. If that's the problem statement, what should I be doing after this? You want me to show that problem statement once again? Yeah, so now you're trying to be smart. You saw that group command over there. No, just kidding. Just kidding. Yeah, I know you. All guys are smart. No, just what needs to be done in a. I mean, group is really you're talking about a technical term. In terms of a layman's term, what should have happened over here? You need to actually count, right? How many number of categories? Just needs to do a count. Like it's just like separating your chocolates or separating your apple with an oranges and finding how many number of it. So first intuitive mind, what exactly you need to count number of entertainment, right? That's exactly what you're going to do. Correct? Everyone agrees. So in order for you to count, you might be grouping it. Correct? So sometimes right. So first group it. So I am just reversing the process. So as an intuitive mind, what you're going to do is you just need to count it, and whichever is the maximum count, I'm going to project it out and take it out and say, yeah, this is the maximum guy who has got a maximum number of counts. Correct? So that's how exactly it is. So before doing that, in terms of our technical term, first we need to group it, and then that group needs to be counted. Correct? So that's exactly. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to group it so that everything comes together. So one command which I really forgot what it is. Let me show you, run this, and then, okay, we have it in our edit, right? Yeah, so now what happened? Group data, filter by category. So we did this, we did not. Yeah, let's run this. Let's do this group by, I think we need to change this, correct? So we might be having group filter data. Okay, can be category, that's correct. The key step is by category over here. Okay, so you need to understand that this is ID, this is category, and we are grouping by category. And I just want to show you this data. How will I show you that now? Okay, just do a limit. Even if I do a limit, there will be a huge data. Okay, let's limit 1. Limit underscore 1 equal to. Yeah, so if I do a dump, that's what I says up now. So if I do a dump, it's going to be a huge data, right? I mean, since it's a little tough to understand this data. So now, correct. So what I'm trying to do is, yeah, that means you're seeing the data how exactly it looks like. So what I'm trying to do is just one single line, only maybe an entertainment or whichever comes first. So only how exactly that particular data looks like. So that will give you a real picture of or real understanding how exactly your data is or how exactly group works. I mean, that's my intention. So that's that. If you are able to do that, that gives you a much better picture of how exactly you need to play around with the data. One way of my sessions are, because wherever area which I found a little tough or pain, I'm just trying to keep repeating that stuff and all those things. Okay, you might be much smart and faster guy, so that way you might be able to capture it much better pace. Yeah, so this is exactly what I want to show you. So group, right? So what happened over here is, hope everyone remember the ID and this particular category, right? So now see, this is the group, this is how it's being grouped, okay? And these are the remaining part of it. Okay, so this picture should be there in your mind. Okay, so this is the group guy. I should have picked 2. Okay, let's run it once again, so that I'm assuming everyone is fine with this. And then dump it. Okay, so basically what we saw over here, first entertainment was there. Whatever the data coming under entertainment will be listed out. That's exactly what is being shown. Okay, and then what should I be doing? So let's utilize this time for. Okay, so now data look like ENTER, okay, entertainment. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, this is my ID. Okay, comma, ENTER. Okay. Now, again, the next one. So basically, what exactly is the bag now, correct? Because you got a multiple tuple over here. So now over here, again, maybe this is 456 because ID 456, but enter. So hope everyone is fine with this stuff. Yes, bag inside tuple can happen. Yeah, bag inside tuple. Right? So now what is happening? This is a category. Okay, this is a category which is grouped, and this and now if I want to find out, how do I find a count now? What how do you think I can take a number of count now? So these are the data inside, right? So very simple, just take a number of how many number of occurrence of this particular value is there, right? How many number of occurrence? Just take a count of it, right? Yeah, that helps me. Thank you. Let me copy paste that. The data which you given. I'm a little lazy to type, or I'm not so fast in typing. Okay. Yeah, so this is exactly what it is, right? So now ID group name. So this group name, if I just take a count of whatever is the parenthesis over here, that's exactly going to be the number of group name. Isn't that correct? Like for example, we took an enter over here. Now enter, and maybe some of what is inside, some of data inside parenthesis, right? That's exactly going to be the count. So what you're going to get, enter, comma 2, comma 2. So basically what is the statement? Number of occurrence was 2, right? Is everyone is in sync, or I'm making it too complicated? Okay, yeah, your thumbs up, you help me out. So in case if you guys get a repetition, or if you're not able to really get it in sync, because this is a very basic foundation, which if it's clear for you guys, it's a smooth sail. Okay, now I think our process would have stopped, right? You should have got the data back. So we have now 2 category now, right? One was UNA or something of that sort, right? So UNA was there, first one. So that's the reason I didn't dump. See the number of data, right? So first UNA, so that UNA stops till here, right? The next category is music, right? And music, the number of occurrence was too many. So very simple to get a count of number of music. So look at the real-time data. So this is how the real-time data is going to look like for you guys. Yeah. So see this 1, 2, 3, 4. Just keep counting this parenthesis. You're going to get the actual result, right? UNA -10, music -200. That's exactly what needs to be done now. So what syntax for doing that is what you're going to see over here. See group filtered. Now for each group, this particular data, generate group. Yeah, this is actually you're going to get the result. Is everyone fine with this now? This one, this particular for each group data. So that means we got multiple sets. That's one of the. I want to show you guys how exactly that looks like. Yeah, we're going to change that. Yeah, thanks for letting me. So need to change YouTube to filter data, correct? So this particular data, what you're going to do, just take a count of it. That's exactly what's going to happen over here now, right? So for each group data, this guy, generate group. Group is nothing but category for us, correct? Right? The group plus count of this guy. Count of number of occurrence, right? So this is exactly what it is. Control V dot category. as category count. Fine. So we're going to try out one single stuff over here, but I want you guys try remaining all. And the first, what I would recommend all you guys is execute line by line, step by step. Try the data. Let it get MapReduce stuff. Anyway, you are not going to run along with us, right? So let it get executed. And see one by one how exactly data you pay, so that can really register and make your stuff. So since you have entire script available with you, it's much easier. Okay, yeah, this is how I will definitely do it. But real production environment, when it's being given to you, okay, I just got a huge amount of data. Can you just filter out the number of log file, the error, how many number of error switches are there? Can you just give me a filter of it and then count the number of faulty part? That's exactly the business requirement which comes. At that time, all this funda of group by and all the things will go for haywire. So practice it, each line by line, see how exactly a data looks like, get a feel of it, and then start doing more research on it. That's how exactly you need to improvise on yourself. Okay, so the count category is fine. So let's even do that. Count category is given, so that should be a small data, I believe. So let's do count category. Count underscore category. Fine. Okay, let's do that. After that, what's happening? So now we got a count as well. Now, okay, yeah. So that's only two pretty simple stuff. So yeah, that everyone would have assumed what's going to happen. Yeah, so only this much data. So now, since we got this data, now what do you think should be done now? So UNA, music, comedy, sports, everything is done. So now what's our business requirement? Business requirement is find out the top 5 category with maximum number of videos uploaded. Right? Maximum number of upload is what we are interested in. So how do you find out from that? So what is this count? This nothing but the number of upload, right? I have just done a count. So I'm assuming you guys remember the syntax for that. Just count of filter data.category and named just category count. Yeah, sort the data by count, correct? So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just going to sort it. So what will happen? Sort it by ascending, right? No, sort it by descending. Right? Descending is what I needed. Yeah. So I'll sort it by descending. What will happen? This highest number is going to come up. And then I'm going to do what? What should I be doing after that? So I need first top 5. What should I? Yeah. So I will be after limiting it with the first 5. Correct? Everyone is in sync, or any questions on it? Great. All right. Yeah. Now I find a lot of response immediate. Thanks. That definitely helps. I mean, you guys might be thinking, okay, why should I? This guy is telling something. Why should I give an immediate response? But that definitely helps. I mean, you put in yourself in the shoes of a trainer or a mentor or a trainer. You expect that response to come in, unless and otherwise you'll feel, okay, is there some guy who's not able to really pick it up? Do I need to repeat it again? You might be seeing me repeating a number of times because you guys are not giving me a response. Okay, all right. So let's take that up now. Category count, description. Yeah. So I'm just going to do it as a descending sort date order count category. Just that is our category by category count. Category count descending. Okay, so that's also done. So that anyway, there's nothing, I don't want to dump that and show you. There's nothing big funda in that. Just reversing this and then tracing. And after that, it's just placing sort data. Now that everyone should be knowing what is a syntax, right? Maybe final report or final report equal to limit sort data, correct? And yeah, it should be case sensitive, right? Sort data What did we say? 5, right? That's it. And dump. Final. Oh, this is where it goes. So 2 commands, dump, and what is another one? Which actually result into execution? Store, yeah. So when I store it, I'm actually storing into my, where am I storing it? Another interview question. When I do a store, HDFS environment, great, right? So now let's do a dump command. So store and all, you guys can practice it. And final underscore report. Yeah, you can run it in local mode with a -x command. Pig is running in local. When local, then we store the data in local machine. That's correct. So if you want to get it executed in local mode, try all those things. Okay, pig -x is what, -x local is what going to start taking up in the local mode. Default mode is MapRed, I think. Yes, that's correct. Default mode is MapRed. That's correct, man. Okay. Yeah, so that's exactly what it is. 908. Music is the maximum is in the entertainment and the comedy, people, music, news, and politics. Okay, what is the job? Direct acyclic graph is what DAG stands for. So basically, that's what we explained in the initial phase, right? So what is going to happen is it's in a single lineage. So that's where you saw the command what we executed. There was no execution that was happening, but just a pointer references that was being made. So let's look into that. So when we run all this command, what is happening? So only this place is what the real execution happens, right? Whereas in all these places, the real data is not getting loaded into it. So this particular data, YouTube.txt data, is not getting loaded the moment I type in this command. Okay, but it's going to store it in such a way that, I mean, it's just a pointer location. It's telling, okay, the moment I am asked to execute it, you need to get stored in this particular location. Yeah? And it's a unidirectional one. Okay, there is no cycling going to happen for it. Okay, so once this is being processed, what will happen is the next, based on this data, right? Based on this, I'm going to process the next guy. So everything is being chained together, and in the one single direction is what the chaining is going to happen. Okay, and once the final execution command is being given, that is store or dump, what is going to happen is it's going to take a lineage, and then it's going to break up everything, start storing all this stuff. So what will happen from the beginning, it's going to loop it back, and from the beginning, it's going to take up this load data, put it in this relation, and after that, what needs to be done? That relation needs to be filtered, or maybe here it's for each. That needs to be put into a next relation. This particular end result needs to be chained into another relation. So like that, and the final end dump, I mean, execution command needs to be executed. And this is a unidirectional, it's a direct acyclic graph. Okay, and you're going to learn this even when you're going to learn Spark. Okay, even Spark does exactly the same direct acyclic graph. And one more term was there. Forgot that. Uh, yeah, it's not going to loop by itself. That is some certain properties of it, and it's a unidirectional one. And one other thing is, the lineage part is what Spark stands for. Okay, yeah, because it can understand, but I think even here it can understand. No, I think that's okay. I don't want to complicate stuff. Yeah, nothing. Yeah, in terms of Spark, what I meant to say is, in case if it breaks in between, if some node's failure happens, it knows how exactly that needs to be created. This, I mean, that's exactly what I was trying to explain. But yeah, not to get confused in terms of pig. Pig, that's pretty straightforward and not so complicated. But yeah, Brig, there are many commands. So so we have done with this command. So what I want you guys to do is take exactly the same data anyway you will be loading it. Please don't look into this stuff. So now I'm pretty much sure that you guys know what exactly this is done. Don't copy paste it. Even though I said it, I smartly did it. Normally I don't do it but since I didn't have any time for just having a look what is happening, and it's almost 4 months that I've tested the big stuff, so that's why I didn't do that. So normally we used to go create some mistake and then write. I mean, that's the best way to learn it. Okay. What I would recommend is the next, the problem statement, read this problem statement. See, at the end of it, it's just for you have chosen to register it, right? So no one has registered for the program. So try to get maximum advantage of it. What I would recommend is find out top 10 rated videos. So figure out where exactly. So looking at this, find out where exactly you can find the video. Okay, video rating, where exactly is that? Then take a piece of paper and find out. I mean, just write it down, what needs to be done. And create maybe 10, 15 times create mistake. Still, be adamant that I'm not going to look into the solution. Okay, and then finally, when you're really tired and you feel like someone, that time just go ahead and look into it. Okay, so that the person sitting next to you is being not hurt. Okay, so till that time, I would say just try to keep repeating this stuff and then come up with a solution. And that's exactly the way you're going to learn it pretty fast. Because otherwise it's just a copy paste job, right? I mean, see, the moment you see it and say, okay, I mean, man, this is pretty simple. Why am I being paid so much for doing just this simple one line of command? Okay, so once you get a grip of it, it's very, very simple. So my recommendation would be don't look into a solution. One key mantra for it is what? See, this guy, the first should be the syntax of what exactly is the operation that needs to be performed. Next is the relation. That's all. That's the two things that you need to remember. The first one, this relation. First one is where exactly data is going to get stored, equal to sign, operation that needs to be performed, on which operator you need to perform the operation. That's all you need to remember. The moment you remember this, by, limit, 5, all these things. This part, it's okay. You can look this part, no issues. But this part, try to get yourself. Then automatically, once you do a couple of times, automatically, and it's a very, very interesting stuff also. Okay, I mean, once you get a grip of it, it's very to play around with this environment and come up with solutions. And I guess we already let me let's take a couple of minutes if for any questions or share us. Where is the VM? Okay, this is the one, right? Is there anything that I missed or anything? Yeah, big line commands and use case with this, and that's all. That's all we had. Yeah, okay. So I'm assuming everyone is fine with whatever was being taken today. So everyone, yeah, just practice it. That's all required. So look into YouTube stuff itself. I'm sorry, not the YouTube I'm talking about. The Google stuff. Take up more number of commands and start doing it. And yeah, as I said, we are not going to have a session. I'm traveling tomorrow. Yeah, for my session as well. So I will be back by only 17. So we'll be having the next session on 18. So I mean that's one reason I really wanted to have this session today, because tomorrow also didn't want to. We are not going to have it, so that's the reason. Tomorrow and the next session also. So so till that time, I would definitely recommend. I mean, maximum commands, whatever you have. Yeah, I mean, I do apologize from my end. So that the previous session also I goofed up because of some other issue, and that's why I didn't want to have such a long break. But let's see, and soon how exactly that can be sorted out. But yeah, just make sure this by the time we come back, yeah, make sure just practice pig, and there is no no stone unturned for the pig stuff. So every of those commands here pretty much, and it's not an easy task. Okay, I mean there are too many commands. Some of those commands you want to tell you is you guys need to get familiarized with this. What is that? Tuck, 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 tuck. There is the ungrouping command, which has been very much used in the production environment. Okay, so you have done a group. So there is a command for ungrouping it. Oh man, I can't. I can't recollect it. What exactly is that? Ungrouping in pig. Is it split? Not split. Yeah, I guess the moment you do an ungroup Google, you should be able to get that. So, but that's pretty powerful command. So just try to practice some of those. Take a real time scenario, and there is a good. Okay, let's. Many of you guys have already left. Okay, in case if they're going to look into the video, so let's take some minutes. So there is a Rohit Menon. Someone has given a Rohit Menon blog. I think we can just Rohit Menon pig. that's bad, but yeah, this is a pretty good blog. So just try to. In case someone is. I'm nowhere related to him or anything. But when I was learning it, I used this. That's all. Okay, so this is one good example where you can pick up stuff, and then flatten. That's perfect, Sudna. Thank you. That's exactly what I was talking about. Flatten. So this has been used pretty much heavily. So make sure you are doing some playing around with this flatten command. Okay, that's exactly used for ungrouping. Thanks so much for that. Okay, yeah, flatten is the command. So try to find out. I don't know whether the flatten is there over here, but it's very powerful one to be used. I mean, lot of use cases use this flatten. You realize and picturize in the knowledge. When you actually get into a huge data and try to play around with, you may have the needing it. Yeah, it's sharp 10:35. So if nothing more, that's fine. And one thing, just Google pig commands and use cases. You should be able to get n number of things. Just try practicing it. And once you get that real grip and interest towards pig, I think you SQL guys are going to do. Okay, ETL is nothing but extract, transform, and load. So basically, what's happening? Your data warehousing environment. Okay, so you're going to extract it from there, and you're going to transformation, and that's exactly what Pig is doing now. So you have an entire data set available now. So you're from there, you're transforming it. What sort of a transformation? So out of 100 data, 100 columns, you're just going to take it only for doing some sort of a transformation or do some math on top of it, and then you're going to create a miniature or a real essence of that core data, and then you're going to load it into the HDFS environment. That's exactly extract, transform, and load is. Okay. All right. So I mean, in case no more questions, no problem. We'll wrap up for today and speak to you next Thursday, guys. Thank you very much. Good night to you.